On this Tuesday, where America mourns the passing of the great Toby Keith, we got lots of political bombshell news to share with you. The sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden, informed a crowd yesterday that he recently met with the French president who died in 1996. There is no way this is sustainable. You know it, I know it, and they know it. We'll tackle it all. The border bill is dead on arrival at the House. And what about the role that Mitch McConnell played with hapless Jim Langford from Oklahoma? Oh, boy. That and more coming up. Hour one of the Mike Gallagher Show is next on Salem News Channel.
These people are getting kicked in the head in Manhattan, and no one has asked him about this?
Now, from the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike Gallagher.
I'm starting to think I'm the one who's losing my mind. I come into work today, and Eric Hansen, who's been with me for 20-plus years, said to me, and I trust Eric. Eric's got great judgment. He's a rock-solid conservative. He's been the operations manager for our show for, 23, 24 years, whatever it's been. He's my go-to. I mean, he really is. In many ways, he's the rock. Everybody loves the guy. He's smart. He's articulate. He's good at what he does. He can do a little bit of everything. He's a jack of all trades. And when I came into work laughing hysterically because I don't want to cry that the 46th president of the United States claims that he had an encounter with Francois Mitterrand, the president of France, Eric said to me, well, he did get the country right. He did correct himself and pointed out that Mitterrand is the president of France, not Germany, as if that was helpful. Like, that's better. In other words, he knew exactly who Francois Mitterrand was. Trouble is, he's been dead since 1996. This is the 46th president of the United States. Bear in mind, Francois Mitterrand died in 1996. Here's the headline from Mediaite. Biden confuses French president with guy who's been dead since 1996 in rambling speech. Here it is.
Right after I was elected, I went to what they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. And it was in the south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said, how long are you back for?
Oh, my Lord. And Eric helpfully said, well, he knew he was from France. Like Eric was correcting me. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry to say it. Forgive me for being crude. The man is senile. The man is senile. He's standing up there sharing an anecdote about having America's back. And then the punchline was, how long are you back for? You think he wrote that? No, that was an ad lib. I know. Trump got Nancy Pelosi confused with Nikki Haley the other day. Go ahead and act like the two are comparable. Go ahead and pretend that Trump's misstep confusing the woman he had been talking about, Nikki Haley, with Nancy Pelosi, is the same as what Biden does all the time. We are in big, big trouble. The man is, and I'm sorry, it's unfortunate. It happens. You get elderly. I want to be elderly. You want to be elderly. I respect our seniors. I want Biden to live to be 100. He doesn't have 4 years in him, and you know it. You want to, what's this guy going to be like in 2026, 2027? Are you serious? He's not going to be the nominee. It isn't going to be him. Play it one more time, Christian, just so we're clear on what he sounded like this week during a speech in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right after I was elected, I went to what they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. And it was in the south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said, Why? How long are you back for?
There's 3 people standing behind him. All of them look aghast. Their mouths are hanging open. They can't believe that they're hearing this from the leader of the free world, the 46th president of the United States of America. Is he going to be able to speak at the State of the Union? He's skipping the Super Bowl. He isn't addressing the American people over the illegal immigration crisis. He's not defending or explaining why he doesn't take executive action and fix it. These liars of the Democrat Party pretend that Republicans are to blame for the illegal immigration crisis because they're not going to pass this pile of crap border bill that does nothing to secure the border. Mitch McConnell set Jim Langford up big time. That hapless guy who, frankly, doesn't deserve any compassion. I saw a nice person this week say, oh, Jim Langford, you gave it your best shot. No, he didn't. He was a dupe. He was Mitch McConnell's stooge. And now Mitch McConnell's throwing him under the bus. Are you following this? Mitch McConnell's now urging fellow Republicans to reject the border bill. He's the one that got behind closed doors with Chucky Schumer and came up with this pile of crap. No border wall. 3 times more money for Ukraine than our own border. Are you serious? Nobody's taking this. I mean, Joe Biden could fix this with a stroke of the pen today, and he won't do it. Now, here's what I think is intriguing politically. He might do it at some point before now in November, and then he'll undo it if he thinks he can get reelected again, if he's still there. I mean, I don't know. I swear I'm losing my marbles. 1-800-655-MIKE. I want normal people to respond to listening to Joe Biden think he had a conversation with a guy who had been dead 5 years earlier. He was absolutely specific. And Eric is right. Mitterrand. Oh, Germany. Oh, no, not Germany. France. Yes, Francois Mitterrand was the president of France, who happened to have died back in 1996. Joe Biden sees dead people. Joe Biden hears voices. Joe Biden mumbles and shuffles. Joe Biden is an elderly, senile man who should not be within 100 miles of the nuclear codes. And he will not be on the ticket in November. Now, I challenge you to tell me I'm wrong. 1-800-655-MIKE. We're in the Relief Factor studios. It's Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. A lot of sad news. Toby Keith dying of cancer at the age of 62. He's a young guy. Just sad story. What a legend. What a impact he made on this country, and he was a great patriot, and just so sad for his family and millions of fans all over the world. Across the pond, as they like to say, King Charles diagnosed with cancer. No idea yet what form of cancer, but that's sad news out of the UK. We'll see if he can persevere and plow through it. I'm sure he has the map. And I hate to be cynical, but somebody pointed out that King Charles in England began the cancer treatment immediately. That isn't really the case for most Brits under their socialist form of health care. You're lucky if you can get in within 6 months, or so the Post said. I'm not too familiar with the day-to-day health care process in the UK.